I can't speak from here, otherwise I would have intervened right now. Shri Labhu Shri Krishna ji.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for giving me opportunity to speak on the Arbitration and Conciliation Bill 2021. There are few suggestions to be made and a few clarifications that are required, ma'am, from the minister. First, I'll start with the clarifications. This is the second amendment being done to the Arbitration Act in 2 years. And in 2009, the Act was amended to create the Arbitration Council of India. However, till today, this council has not been created. So I would like to know from the minister how serious we are about this. Second, there is an ambiguity in the amendment bill. The bill says that under section 36, a court can stay an arbitration award if contract or arbitration award was influenced by fraud or corruption. However, the bill does not define fraud or corruption. So there is a lot of ambiguity in this. So I hope the Honorable Minister should clear up this ambiguity. Third, even after an arbitration award is given, the losing party goes to the court under section 34 or 36 of Arbitration Act for setting aside or staying the award. This adds to court burden and increases the time for the dispute resolution. It defeats the logic of the arbitration process itself because you want to reduce the time that taken to come to conclusion. So I suggest the time, suggest the time limit should be set on arbitration awards referred to this court. This is similar to the time limit of 12 months for an arbitration award itself. So can we do that? Can we set some time limit for the court? So coming to suggestions, because of Corona, our courts went virtual. In 2020, around 66 lakh cases were heard virtually by district, high and Supreme Court. Done fantastically well, the ministry has done. I welcome the ministry's effort to make 14,443 courts video conference enabled as well. In this time, online dispute resolution has also emerged as growing sector, sir. I request the ministry amend the act which can enable online dispute resolution to grow, sir. And there is a need to expand arbitrations horizontally as well as vertically across the country. This means more people should use arbitration for more types of cases. I'm sure when the act was put in the parliament, I'm sure most of the members must have spoken about this, but I want to again convey the message again. Regarding horizontal expansion, we need to make arbitration accessible by common man because currently it is being used largely by corporates for high value cases, sir. Only 2.5% of total cases disposed in 2020 were arbitrations, and only 0.7% of the pending cases are in arbitration. It's very low in percentage. To take arbitrations to every citizen, we may think, that's a suggestion, sir, that 337 permanent Lok Adalats across the country, can they be transformed into arbitration hubs? Today, these permanent Lok Adalats are being just used as a rubber stamps and only deal with cases of public utilities like power, water, railways, and insurance and telecoms. We support the government intent of making India an international arbitration hub, but we have a long way to go because a lot of these cases are previously Pinakari Mishra and all of them have spoken about are going to international arbitrations. Even big companies don't have confidence on India, sir. Future Group versus Amazon case we have seen. GMR versus Maldives Airport we have seen. They all went to, I believe they went to Singapore. Regarding virtual expansion, more kinds of cases need to be brought under arbitration. In Vidya Drolia versus Durga Trading Corporation case, the Supreme Court said that tenancy disputes also can be arbitrated. So maybe we should think in the direction by bringing in consumer disputes, banking disputes, and land disputes. Maybe we can think of that. And asking the citizens and companies to use arbitration is one thing, sir. But the main litigator here is the government itself. The push for arbitration must come from the government because the government is the biggest litigant, sir. Arbitration clauses should be added to government and PSU contracts, which Supriya Sule just mentioned. They have been doing it in Maharashtra. They trying to do it in Maharashtra itself. Budget investments in infrastructure arbitration should be used to ensure that payments to contractors and MSMEs don't get stuck in courts and tribunals, sir. I conclude by underlining the importance of strengthening alternative dispute resolution mechanisms, including arbitrations in our nation. The allocation for law ministry, if all these things has to happen, the allocation for the law ministry for the coming year is only 1,500 crores. So you are, which is less than half the actual expenditure in the last, I believe, in 2019-20. So they're not giving enough money to actually deliver the justice for the people. I believe only 0.08% of the GDP is spent on that. We are speaking when in the parliament. We are speaking about new education policy. 6% has to be given everything, but no one is asking on behalf of you. But I'm trying to ask on behalf of you. If we are to expand arbitration, then we need more fiscal resources for capacity building, sir. I hope the government will consider my suggestions for the same particularly removing ambiguity in Section 2 of the bill and setting up arbitration council for implementation of Section 3 of the bill. With this hope, YSR Congress supports the bill, sir. Thank you very much.
Shri Hasnain Masudi ji.
Madam Chairperson, for giving me an opportunity to speak